Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, to another episode on SpiritCraft, and today we're going to do something amazing. But first, we need to head up here, unequip our totem and our elytra and our armor. No time to explain, goodbye. Well, this fall was a lot longer than I thought. Anyway, yeah, goodbye. Okay, I can explain now, but basically, yeah, I had 500 levels and I just yeeted myself off the building there because I didn't want to get attached to them, so I just completely obliterated them by falling off, falling off a skyscraper. Anyway, satirical death aside, welcome to episode 24 today, and I got a whole lot of planned out where we're gonna have so many things we can do this episode. But I want to start off by showing you what I have made last episode, in episode 23, when we're gliding around the city here. So we renovated the Guardian farm here, and it's so much more efficient now that, well, yeah, it's a good source of XP, but it's not as good as my zombie pigman farm. And over here we have made a chorus fruit farm, a massive, insane minecart chorus fruit farm here, and yay, it only took 6 hours, but yeah. This is what happens when you stick around, guys. Progress is made in the face of danger. Hey, we're getting hit by a trident, dude. Look over here. No trident. Oh well, I got enough tridents anyway. But we also need a lot of sleep as well. And another thing we did last episode is we built something in the dive farm, but as a little detour, I'm going to go to the shopping district. Voila, I made this little hub here with like an armor equipping station, so if a person dies, they spawn maybe here, and then equip some armor that I still haven't put onto, well, the armor stands. And yeah, what they also do is it's going to have rockets and carrots and all that kind of stuff over there, so if people die and they need to get their stuff back, they can. But stepping back into the nether, let's go to the colourful citadel where our dye farm presides. The F-16 left the hangar and proceeded towards the portal. And here in the dye farm, the citadel, we made this red dye farm. And look at this building, it looks really cool. Maybe it looks slightly unsupported just because it doesn't have, well, any supporting structure, but it looks insane. And yeah, that is really cool. But another thing I want to do this episode is a farm quite like this red dye farm. Well, it's basically the same exact farm with a different building on top. It's going to be producing magenta dye. So we can get the magenta colored blocks all that we can. And that will be located where that magenta concrete is. So, well, let's look forward to this whole place being so much more dense once I get this building in, and then the orange, and then, well, the rest of it is you're going to see so many more buildings over the next few episodes. Oh yeah, and the red tulips are coming in crazy. Anyway, heading back to the Empress Palace. Did you see that corner? That was awesome. And this, my friends, is the Empress Palace, which I named it as the massive mega base we have here. And oh no, what around it and the whole thing, it's not what the finished product is. So, well, yeah, I've got a lot of progress to make over the next few, well, months, I guess. Then, of course, Season 2 will be out because 1.18 will be released, hopefully, fingers crossed. And before I forget, we also made this small elevator here, which makes it much, you just saw inside my head and there's nothing. But yeah, this elevator makes it so we can actually get in to the base when we like die and stuff so much more easier. However, on a live stream a couple weeks ago, I went mining for sand and terracotta, and as you can see, we got so much sand and so much terracotta, which is the basis for most of our concrete usage and, well, other usage for this season and most of the buildings I have left planned. But that doesn't stop me making new buildings, and that brings us full circle, because to get all the gravel for the concrete we needed, I had to go AFK. I've gone the wrong portal again. That happens quite frequently, I know. But here at the portal thing. But, yeah, I had to AFK for a long time, which is why we're going full circle, because that's how I got the 500 levels. And I have got successfully this much gravel, and I had to, well, use some to make all the concrete for this episode, because I've already, well, collected resources, because that's how my schedule goes. However, yeah, as you can see, we have so many shulker boxes of gravel. Yeah, so that took a long time to AFK here, but also I'm not completely done with this place. I still got to make the insane hub here. However, it's not my first priority. My first priority is the mega base in the dye farms. This comes, well, later. But yeah, this looks insanely cool anyway. Anyway, popping back into the overworld, we now need to work on some stuff in, well, whoa, did you see that? Well, every time I come out of this portal, it makes me go down. But yeah, when we come out of this portal, we can now fly down like a, well, jet to our mega base. And you might know this, but basically all the hoppers I create are, well, actually stolen, not stolen, the iron is stolen from, well, other people's iron farms. And, well, this brings up one of the topics I want to do today. It's going to be an iron farm, because believe me, when you have a lot of iron, you are rich in hoppers and you can stop worrying about so much iron. So I'm going to dump all the gravel into the box here, and one thing we want to do is, well, because of all these materials and how expensive things are, and, well, yeah, you have to put a lot of things through smelters, I am going to make a super smelter this episode. This episode, I'm not going to build the building, but I will in another episode, but I wouldn't worry, it still looks insanely cool. But before we get underway with creating this super smelter, if you're enjoying this so far, please leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, check out my social media links, and let's get on with the super smelter. So the super smelter is going to be placed here right next to the Guardian farm, the corner tower, and the TNT concrete converter. And overall, I want to show you something in the Guardian farm before we make it. I keep getting sidetracked. Yeah, but I spent a couple hours off camera prettying up the redstone here in the Guardian farm and making a bit more redstone. And now, as you can see, well, this place looks insane. And yeah, what do you expect? I love decorating. But now it should be able to sort so many more items so more effectively. So, well, yeah, win-win. And now I need to find the way out of here. It's there, okay. That's gonna be pretty hard. Okay, I made it just. And it's all patched like it wasn't there before. Probably not, because I probably put the blocks in the wrong order. However, that's what I did off camera as well. Anyway, back to the super smelter. The first few episodes that we have the super smelter, it's not going to be very effective because, well, I would have to build a bamboo farm and then transport all the bamboo to the super smelter so it has fuel. And I'm going to set it up so once the fuel gets low, it sets off the bamboo to go on, well, a trip of a lifetime by harvesting all the bamboo. However, on the topic of tubes that carry items across the whole base, I maybe want to at some point make a sorting system above the sorting system down here, the main one, for all the farm items you see here. And yeah, I think that would be awesome. And then you have so many more tubes just going to the base from so many more buildings. I think it will be so cool. Future planned things aside, let's get on to building that super smelter right now. So let's start off at the bottom of the ocean by scaffolding up with our concrete blocks. Then on this block here, we're going to place a chest. And this chest is going to be the output chest where all the items that have been smelted goes into. So these chests are going to be the input chests where what we input is the items that are going to be smelted. And, well, yeah, that's what we're going to have. Now that we have done the chests and the hoppers, let's go on with the furnaces. Then we have 2 lines of furnaces. Both of them are 32 furnaces in length, so we have a total of 64 furnaces. Okay, now with all the furnaces in place, we can now put all of these hoppers in place, which are what the minecarts are going to go over to distribute the items that are going to be smelted as well as the fuel, but that comes in a separate system. But yeah, we just need to place a lot of hoppers all the way down this thing. Now with the hoppers in place, we can get all the powered rails in. And now that we have the rails in, we need to get the minecart hoppers in. So now these fence gates stop the minecarts from rolling out, and now all I need to do is place redstone blocks on top of these powered rails. Now, what we do is we get our redstone comparators, and when these minecart hoppers have anything in them, the comparator will read it. With one segment done, we just need to copy it over to the other side. And for example, the minecarts, when filled with items, go off like that one just did. So that's this part of it done. Now it is time for us to lay down the packed ice. that the items from the furnaces are going to be outputted onto, and it's going to be a water stream. Okay, so that's laid out, and now we probably need to get the hoppers that are going to get all the output items from these furnaces down into a place where they can start dropping the items onto this, which will be a water stream. Well, I've just had a unfortunate realization when building this. I had got all the water streams in place and a bit of the redstone, and then I realized I've built this 3 blocks too low, so I'm going to have to shift it up 3 blocks. Yay, this is really annoying. So I'm gonna have to do that. And finally, it has been moved up 3 blocks with some extra stuff added, such as all the redstone for all the droppers, and also all the hoppers down here that were from the furnaces. So this thing functionally is almost ready to go. We just need to put some water streams here with packed ice and glass panes on here, and then we basically cover this whole thing with glass, and that's basically what this whole thing looks like. So let's get on with that without wasting any more time. And my friends, we have finished the super smelter in the farm form, in the actual super smelter form, not the outside. I'm going to do that next episode. However, yeah, that is the super smelter, and now everything that we put in here will, well, yeah, it will be smelted up really fast. However, yeah, before we use it, we need to make the bamboo farm so we can actually put all the bamboo in as fuel to fuel up this. Next thing, let's go over to the dye farm and create another farm. And of course, you know it, it's the Magenta farm. So the Magenta building is going to be on that Magenta concrete block there, and we shall make the Magenta farm. And by the way, it looks so much more modern than some of these buildings here. I mean, yeah, it does look very modern. These buildings do look also very modern. However, yeah, it looks like something that, like, you know, it looks futuristic modern, if you get me. It looks like it's in New York or somewhere in Singapore or China, and yeah, it looks very high tech. So yeah, we need to make this Magenta farm, and as well as, well, the cyan dye farm and the red dye farm, it's going to be on the same principle of how it produces the dyes and the flowers. So yeah, that is cool. But without further ado, when the sun is rising opposite to setting, let's get on to building this Magenta farm in a time lapse. So let's get cracking. Welcome back, my friends, and I hope you enjoyed the time lapse of me building this insane build right behind me. And it did take quite a while, and it does look pretty modern. And I have also built the farm in there, as you can see, which produces so many alliums, which is the flower that produces magenta dye. Every time you use it, it just uses a lot of bone meal. And I have linked it up with all the redstone, and also linked it up with all this water stream right here. As you can see, it goes all the way to here, and I have modified some redstone underneath here, so you can actually just chuck in shulker boxes, so it unloads the shulker boxes, and I actually designed my own shulker box loader, or unloader. Anyway, as you can see, this this shape here with the diamonds looks very modern, like futuristic modern, like modern, if you know what I mean. It looks like it's a modern architecture, and I think it really does work really well in this build here. And And also I've added the carpets in so nothing can spawn in it. And basically all I need to do now for this dye farm is the interior, as well as the interiors for the red dye farm as well, and all the other dye farms. I will leave that later. I might not get it done at some point, but I might get a few of them done off camera. And yeah, as you can see, it looks pretty good, and once we get the terrain in all around this whole place, it will look so much better. And let me just say, working on the redstone inside this thing, because it's so compact, the magenta glass panes are literally 1 block away from the whole redstone contraption. I had to get very inventive in the ways I used the redstone to activate it, because I just didn't have the space. So yeah, it's been modified and it now works like a charm. And also, yes, this yellow carpet is where you input the shulker boxes, which gets sorted all the way up to there. And you actually can see what stages I designed all the buildings in this dye farm as, because I've actually got a lot better at building over the whole season. So yeah, it's definitely changed. And the ones to come are also awesome. So yeah, watch out for those in the future. Anyway, over we go to the mega base, or the Emperor's Palace and the kingdom of yours truly. Yeah, so we are going to do one last project for this episode, and it involves villages, and you probably will guess it. It's an iron farm. Oh yeah, and I probably also said it in the start of the episode. And I think the iron farm will be going maybe here, maybe on the other side here. I'm not sure. I'll find a good place for it. And yeah, and I'll build it, and it will be so sick. It won't be using some of the colors like the cyan concrete. It will just be like this building here, where it uses just terracotta and white concrete and cyan stained glass in combination, which looks insane. Overall, the building just looks insane. And yeah, I'm gonna get the villagers off camera. I'm not gonna show you guys because, well, they're a pain in the butt. They're the worst. They are the worst, I have to tell you. And yeah, I don't want to go through that on camera. It's just too much. But I'll have to get like maybe 20 villagers. At least I got a villager breeder over here. And I'll have to get a husk, maybe a zombie over here to scare them, to get the iron golems. And yeah, I think I'll just get on with whatever I need. And also, this place is looking insane, and I'm just gonna have to crack on grinding over the next few months, because the season is almost an end, because we don't have much time left in the season, so I might have a few things unfinished, but that doesn't stop me going for cooler. Anyway, I need to grab some rockets I don't have any, have to make them. But yeah, I'll have to grab some rockets and definitely some paper from the sugarcane farm, and then I will be making the iron farm. So without further ado, let's get going on a time lapse of making this iron farm. So let's get cracking. Welcome back, my friends, and we have finished this awesome iron farm in the time lapse that I hope you guys enjoyed. So as you can see, we have this cool exterior on all these sides, and it looks pretty cool. And when we go inside, we have many cool things in the farm itself. Now, to get up, we use this water elevator here, and we get our item storage area. And then, here we go, on top of that area, we have the actual farm. So I need to get a zombie, husk, or pillager in here to ride around on these minecart tracks, so we can get the iron golems to spawn. And then, 3 villagers on each 4 sides there, so I can get them to actually start producing iron golem. And this farm is pretty simple, and it's just the iron golems spawn in there, die when they go drop down in there, and their items get dispensed into the middle. So yeah, it's a very simple farm. So that is this farm right here. Anyway, it is pretty cool, but when I go on here, you can see I have really cool changes. I have made a custom item pack for these my items that I have customized here, so my armor and as you can see, and my elytra, and as you can see, it is pretty cool. This is an exclusive preview of what will be next season, because I am excited for developing a data pack. Anyway, that is this for the episode, and today we did quite the amount. We built this super smelter right here. We didn't do the exterior, we just did the farm, and we built this iron farm over here, and we also built this magenta dye farm right here in the colorful citadel, and it looks pretty cool. And this city is starting to shape up, and yes, I am going to design roads and more buildings and stuff for this area, and this is definitely not finished, but I also need to do the interiors of both of these. Anyway, that is all for the episode. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, please press the like button down below underneath the video, and well, if you loved it, please subscribe and check out my other social media links. And I will see you guys in the next episode, where we do many more fantastical, awesome builds and redstone contraptions. So, well, I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.